I lost my ability to walk by 13 years old, and I want to tell you the story from the beginning. One day I was suddenly diagnosed with a disability that I had no idea what it meant or what it entailed for my future. I just knew that I wouldn't be able to walk anymore. My twin sister Julia and I were always active. We played soccer, softball, I danced, and during our soccer season at about 10 years old, started to have some issues running. Her legs would give out underneath of her. My parents thought, oh, maybe it's just a growth spurt. After continuous falls, my parents took us to a doctor, did some tests, and did confirm that Julia and I both had facioscapulohumeral muscular dystrophy. It's a degenerative muscle condition that weakens your entire body over time. At the time, I'm only 10 years old, so you're learning who you are at that age. We were in 5th grade. Shortly thereafter, I had to stop playing sports because running, not only was it difficult to do, but it became painful. By the time I was in the 6th grade and I really started to be able to see that my body was declining and there was nothing I could do about it, I was so mad because like a year ago, I could run with no problem, and now all of a sudden, I can't do that anymore. It felt like my body was failing me. Eventually, I had to accept that this was never going to change. It's really hard for me to put this out there, but you never know. Something you say or how you say it can resonate with somebody and completely change their life. I know that's happened to me. I'm putting my story out there because I know somebody will be able to benefit from hearing this. At a young age, I was like, okay, well, I lost my ability to walk and run. If I can handle that, I can handle anything. What categorizes this disease is you will lose muscle. You don't really know how long it's going to take for you to lose your ability to do something or when your muscles are going to weaken, but then eventually it plateaus and it might take you a month to a year or maybe a week. So I've gone through stretches of like a year where I don't really feel any decline in my body in any part of it. And there's times where maybe lifting a gallon of milk is really difficult all of a sudden. I'm like, oh, that feels kind of weird. Maybe I'm just having an off day. And then it continues. I know that I'm going to be experiencing a decline. I might be able to prolong that loss, but eventually that's it. Like it just goes away. Naively, at a young age, I was like, okay, well, I lost my ability to walk and run. If I can handle that, I can handle anything. While that is true, losing the ability to do something never gets easier. When I had to rely on my other muscles to compensate for the loss of my legs, and suddenly I'm not able to rely on those same muscles anymore, it's gut-wrenching. I know it sounds crazy, but when Julie and I were told that we had muscular dystrophy, I really didn't want to learn anything about it. It wasn't up until a few years ago that I really started to actually research what that meant. I felt like learning about it might manifest my symptoms earlier. I wanted to use my pain as an indicator to what was happening, and I felt like eventually that would help me learn how to manage this disease. I think that there might have been some actual truth and value to that because it helped me to learn about how to listen to my body, and eventually I figured out things I could do to help to mitigate that pain. The experience of trying to go inward and listen to my body was absolutely game-changing for me because the stuff that I learned then has built a really solid foundation for me now. You find out a lot about yourself when you're given something that you can't control. And who you become and how you get there is really what the journey of life is all about.